Every episode of Good Sauce is brought to you by personal injury attorney Mo DeWitt.
Injured on the go?
Just call Mo.
We know Mo always throws the best events, and he's got one right around the corner.
Saturday, July 12th, it's all happening. That's right, he's having another family skate-a-thon. These events are always a blast.
It's at the Cimarron Skateway, Saturday, July 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. And it's our favorite price point. Free! Free great music and surprises and free Mo merch. He'll be there to support you when you need him. So if you're injured on the go,
just call Mo.
It's time for another episode of Good Sauce with Ross and Joel.
Baby. Oh man, it's episode 62. That was our best one yet. Welcome to Good Sauce with Ross and Joel. I am the first part of that. I am Ross Padgett, and that is Joel Warren.
Hey.
And that is Nico Renato.
What's up? Are you trying to out-baby me?
And that is John Arcee.
Baby.
Oh, yeah. I am happy to be here because I'm struggling in so many aspects of my life, and this has really become just free therapy for myself.
Ooh, coming in cold.
Real cold. I feel like Ice Age, little woolly mammoth, man. I just feel sometimes like I am overthink things recently. But, I don't know. First of all, how was the last, your last couple of days? How's life been for the last 7 days for you guys?
Stressful and financially draining.
All right, awesome. And Renato, how's been your last 7 days?
Busy, but I'm just so grateful for Tuesdays and this day for you guys.
Exactly. That's what I'm opening up with the show with right now. So we're all in the same boat. Like, we really need this program, right? John, how are you feeling?
My feet hurt.
Okay, yeah. And I guess that it's important to open up with that because that's how we all really feel, man. I don't know, just life. I remember watching an interview of Colbert, right? And it comes with, he said something about suffering and how beautiful suffering it is because everybody experiences it. And my brother showed me that, and he's like, man, look how beautiful this is. And I was like, this is the saddest thing I've ever heard. That existence is suffering and suffering is existence.
Buddhism.
But is that what it is?
I think Buddhism is big into that. Yeah.
Yeah, like sacrifice. Yeah.
I'm over here freaking out over just the smallest things. I'm trying to, always try to do better than yesterday, but then I can't remember people's names. I like little simple things where I'm like, I'm a bad person. Do you guys know
the name game?
The name game can't do names.
I don't even remember my girlfriend's full name. Oh, she's my fiance now.
Look at that.
Look, he forgot.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There's like a hyphen in there. It's the whole thing.
I don't know my wife's phone number.
I don't know my wife's phone number.
I don't either.
And she brings it up all the time to me that I'm supposed to know her number. Like, we're both 16, like.
I say that I don't know. I'm like, I don't know your phone number. And then she just rattles off my phone number to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know, you're better. That's why I married you. I'm questioning why you married me.
Should we feel bad about that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm not going to change it. Like, are you going to learn Olivia's phone number?
I just know it's 954.
I got the area code down.
Area code, hey.
Yeah. Same.
You just call an operator and you're like, I know where she lives. It's Olivia. And I'm like, y'all got Trisha's phone number?
Do you know your girl's phone number?
I know the first three. I'm a little fuzzy on the last four.
That's pathetic. None of us know. You don't even know your fiance's name.
It's either an I or a Y after the first 5 letters.
I've never heard Renato laugh like that.
Yeah, that was a weird. I've never heard myself laugh.
I thought you were about to sell me Girl Scout cookies after that.
Yeah, can we cut that? You hit the Jadic.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I be overthinking things, and right now, the one thing I wanted to ask you guys today was, what is the time frame of you giving up on a human being's name?
3 times. 3 interactions, regardless of the time period.
You go 3. Regardless of the time period,
Yep,
is a little wild to me.
What's the diff?
Because there's an expectation, if I see you 3 days in a row, I should get this. If I see you 3 times over 3 years, you should be a little lenient.
Well, what are your tactics for getting the name past the 3 times or the whatever you're...
I like to introduce
there's the go-to
my wife. It's the best.
Like, I'm sorry, this is my wife, Trisha. And then I just don't say anything else.
Yeah. And then
usually they'll step up.
You know what's
I've
sad?
actually been called out.
Yeah.
Somebody looked me in the eye and said, "You don't know my name, do you?"
Yeah. People know. Do you know what we're talking about?
I do, and it just brought up a question in my mind of what's worse, not knowing someone's name or calling someone the wrong name. Like say someone's name is like Xavier, and you call him like, "Yo, this is my boy Xander."
Yeah, I think that's
Maybe the confidence in being wrong is also a problem.
I think that's worse. Yeah, it's the confidence.
Yeah.
Xander.
Well, I mean, if in that specific act out, that is way worse due to the confidence.
So this is at work. I deal with therapists all the time, physical therapists, speech therapists. I know none of their names. And I see them all the time. And I have to talk to them all the time.
Now-
I even call them. And like literally we hold
And in this field,
5-minute conversations.
maybe all of them are wearing name tags.
They are all
And
That's on you.
and for the listeners, what is the field?
the hospital. I'm a nurse. Yeah. Medical field.
Now, what is
Do you mind? Sorry, this
Yeah,
is
yeah.
related, but I also work somewhere where most people wear name tags. I just look hard. I don't even think it matters.
Okay.
Because you know what I do though? Because where I work, it says where they're from.
Nice.
I'd be like, oh, hey, Pete, I love Ohio.
yeah.
You
That,
can tell a lot about someone by where they're from. And then Pete doesn't know that I only was looking at his name.
what is the time frame though that you like give up on the? Like if you go 2 weeks and you don't solidify the name into the brain, I feel like the ship has sailed because there's no way I'm going to walk up to you post 2 weeks and go, "What? I'm so sorry. What is your name?" That is It's mortifying.
You are
to
now
me.
man dude forever.
Yeah,
What's up, dude?
big dog.
Yeah, that was my other
My
question.
friend. That's my
My guy.
Yeah, what do you guys do about it? What do you say, like my guy or
My man.
my man?
But you know what?
This guy.
I've been lying to myself.
Who it is.
Yeah. Well, look who the cat dragged in.
Jimmy Broadway. It becomes a nickname. You have to at that point.
Yeah, well, let's throw this out here. There's a reason why I throw down a lot of nicknames in my social life. I do a lot of nicknaming because I'm just like, I don't remember it. What up, Fuzzo?
Fuzzo.
Like I'll
Yeah.
call someone Fuzzo. And this is what happens all the time because I know his name has a Z in it. Like his name is like Ferganio or something. His last name is Ferganio. And then I'm like,
So you're just playing on that.
yeah, but
You're trying to show that you did know the source.
I'm doing a nickname on what I think his name is.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
And that's a good tactic too, because like even if it's not a nickname he's ever heard before, or he's never heard that before, it's still like being called a nickname. Cool, it's cool. It's a good feeling. Like even if
A lot of mine is with the parents of my kids' friends.
Oh, done. I'm not even gonna pretend like I know any of those people.
oh yeah,
But here's the problem. If your kid's at their house
You're supposed
and you get a
to.
text from a number that says like, what time would you like your son back? You got to get a name in the phone. It's hard because then I'll be
a
like,
number texting.
I'll be like, oh, hey, Joel, Dawson's dad. And I hope that they do that back. And then it's like, thanks. And you're like, God,
no.
I don't even know who you are. I don't know where you live. You have my child.
The
But
name
here's $20 in Apple Cash so you can feed him.
calling someone the wrong name is bad. But not knowing, I don't know. I think not knowing is still worse than even calling someone by the wrong name. Because you still
you
can
can play it off.
Yeah, you get I thought
Yeah,
I thought I heard this the first time, but the other way of not knowing is I think it's just so telling. Mm-hmm. Like I think when people find out that I don't know their name, they go like, "Damn, dude, this guy is not as confident as I thought he was."
do you think that's ever happened to you, where you're like, "Yo, Steve, what's up, bro?" And he's like, "Yo, man, what's up?"
Yeah.
And then you're like, Does he
Oh
know
yeah.
my name?
Oh yeah. There's I got called Brax the other day.
Brax,
Yeah.
which isn't even a name.
Yeah. Someone called me Brax.
You do look like a Brax though. So.
Brax.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
start calling you that.
I didn't ask him to spell it.
You are a real Brax.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Like they thought your full name was Braxton.
Yeah.
What an insult.
Yeah. So
To all the Braxtons out there, I'm sorry, but if your name's Braxton and you're not going Brax, what are you doing?
Yeah, you got to go Brax if you're Braxton.
Brax time.
B-Rax.
What is worse, not knowing someone's name or the whole name situation, or have you just straight misgendered anyone before?
Oh, tons of times.
I've been misgendered, which is not.
And I apologize.
Breaking news.
I'm sorry.
Dude, I was at a Jimmy John's, which is checks out. You would think, Jimmy John's, they would misgender you at Jimmy John's.
Yeah, they got 2 boy names.
They got 2 boy names, and it's possessive.
Yeah.
It's got that little apostrophe S. I walked into Jimmy John's. They hit me with a ma'am, sir.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Ma'am, sir.
I mean, you got to cover all your
ma'am,
bases with that.
You guys have never been misgendered. You had long hair. Were you ever called Joanna?
I'm pretty sure I've been misgendered before. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but I've misgendered tons of people in my life.
Yeah, same.
And I don't know.
I've done it, but never
I've
had it happen to me.
for a strange
And I'm
reason.
a bald with a beard, so you'd have to be pretty not 2020 to get this wrong.
Strange reason. When I meet people or I see people coming, I go bottom up. So I'm looking at your shoes and I'm looking at your pants, and then by then I can kind of tell the shape of you, right?
Why do you go bottom up?
It's a preference. It's a choice.
That's
I
like a
don't know.
90s rom-com way to look at something like, whoa. And then eye contact last.
I got that last.
Like
So,
there's saxophone music playing every time you meet somebody.
so if someone's walking away from me or even towards me, yeah, just by the judge of their legs, I've thought, oh, women, and then man. And
Do you
then-
do any gestures like, oh.
So yeah, I've gotten tricked like that before, and I'm just man enough to say it, thinking that I'm like, dang, dude, that is a hot chick, and then you're like, oh, that's just a dude who really likes squats and lotion. This guy is moisturizing his pants off, and I mean, hey, Carlo's got some really great legs.
That is just a slippery Phillip.
Yeah, that's just a slippery Phillip right there, dude. We got a stage 3 slip flip. Hey, okay, I've gone down the slip. Listen,
Yeah.
I'm just proud of us.
Yeah, I've definitely looked.
Come on, you guys, don't make this weird. You guys have looked
Some
at a
guys-
dude and
some
been
guys
like,
wear tight pants.
That's
And you're
a-
like, oh, that's a nice dump truck, and then you're like, oh,
well, yeah, come on, Renato, Joel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, all the time.
it sounds like they do not do that. That's just us. That is just us.
Let's just say I look top to bottom. And usually by then, you know what side of the fence you're looking at.
I'm not saying it happens to me all the time. I'm saying that I think I talked about this on this podcast.
You did.
Yeah, it was an EDC incident when I got slip flipped.
Yeah.
I mean, EDC, yeah, as a whole.
And EDC is just a ton of beautiful people, regardless of gender.
Yeah,
many
it's just
cheeks.
a whole lot of.
Just let me justify it.
So
you
many
know,
cheeks.
I'm uncomfortable with my actions, but I'm and you've
I see a
never
little
been.
kid with long hair, and I'm like, oh, what's her name? And
Oh, I misgender babies.
they're like,
Stuff all the time.
David.
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah.
"Ah, my bad.
Parents get like so mad about it too.
I like
Can you
when
clearly not see he's a boy?
No,
I'll
Whatever.
be like, honestly, I don't care, and I was trying to be nice. I don't care about
that part.
that kid's life. I don't care about your life. I'm trying to talk. You want to talk about basketball?
I had this.
I made a mistake by even looking like I cared about your family.
Now that I have a baby, and I'm like out in restaurants and I see other babies, I'm a very aggressive public person already.
Yeah.
Like I'll talk to a stranger. I feel very comfortable talking to a stranger. You know why? Because I don't need to know their names.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, right.
I like when a baby has 3 hairs and they put a bow on it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, she's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
She's beautiful. What's her name?
Yeah, the bow helps out, but there's so many times I'll show up with a baby, baby, baby.
A baby fight.
A baby fight, like a little baby conversation. And this has happened to me more than once where I walk up to the baby, I'm like about to say he, she, get a good idea. I'm like, hey, it's baby. And I just call it baby.
That's a baby, right?
Yeah, that's baby. That's your baby?
Dude, I used to do this. I used to do this when my kids were little.
I've done that.
People would try to have a baby interaction with me, and I just wouldn't take it seriously. They'd be like, "Is he talking?" And I'd be like, "He can read."
If you love Orlando as much as Joel and I, then you need to check out the History Center.
On July 17th, author Rick Kilby will be presenting a free talk about the evolution of Church Street, right downtown.
Right now, they have the coolest thing that I think any museum in Orlando could ever offer is 150 objects going through the 150 years of Orlando's history that you can just walk and see.
Then on July 23rd, the Preserving Your History series will kick off. This is a 3-part series. Participants can learn the best practices for preserving their family's history. You just can't stop learning at the History Center.
If you love Orlando and you want more Orlando, there's only one place to be, and that is the History Center.
TheHistoryCenter.org.
Have you ran into this social scenario? And this is actually kind of a PSA here. All right. This is a little PSA. If you know somebody who's on a weight loss journey, do not do what I have done in the past of walking up to them and going like, dude,
You're still kind of fat.
you no. I think
You missed a spot.
Missed a spot. Yeah, it's
No.
your midsection.
and
Come
this
up from behind them and grab their like love
Oh
handles.
my gosh. Yeah. You want,
leftovers.
you want someone to hate you really quick. That's what you do.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But this is a real life scenario that I see all the time. I have done it. It happens to anybody who's ever on a weight loss journey. I think they would also agree that this happens a little too much. Please, this is a little, I don't like this. Is when they come in, they're like, dude, you look amazing. Before, you look like a bucket of throw up. You look like a sweaty foot with eyes. But like now, because of whatever you're doing right now, dude, you look like 5 times better than you did 6 months ago. And like some people really like,
Sound like my mom.
right? Is that what she does? And it's
All the time.
And it's hard to take the compliment, right?
I love you. I know you're my son, but I love you now.
yeah. Like
This is my son.
and it was my brother. It was my brother who really told me about like, hey, just a heads up, this is a thing. You might be doing it. You might be crossing the line a little too much. And ever since he told me that, I've seen people do that all the time to varying degrees. It's never as much as I just did it right there, but there's a lot of times, dude, I couldn't stand looking at you 6 months ago.
Dude, you know what I get? I always get
It's like, God.
when people haven't seen me in more than 2 months.
Uh-huh.
They always ask if I've lost weight, and I haven't. I'm like, I think you just forgot that I have a sparkling personality. I think that you just think my words are skinny. But I've actually gained weight. I also have 2 sets of clothes, and when one gets a little too tight, I put on the bigger clothes, and everyone's like, have you lost weight? And I'm like,
Smart.
no.
Chest.
These are extra larges.
Yeah.
Chest.
It's chest.
There's so many social scenarios. So many social situations that are, I don't know. They're like speed bumps that I think everybody has ran into more than once.
I try to avoid bringing up anything. Weight, pregnancy, that's another one, right?
Pregnancy
That's
is,
like, I'm
the
just
most
like-
infamous one where you just don't do it. Don't.
What about this one? Do you guys, what is the line of like if someone's got like a booger in their nose or like something in their teeth or like something like that, do you tell them like, or do you not?
Absolutely. I tell them.
Anyone?
Like a stranger?
Like it's your boss.
Like say, yeah.
Yeah, I will. I'll be like, yo, you got a booger on your shirt.
I respect that.
Yeah, I respect it.
I don't say it to the room. I'll be like, hey.
Stranger, someone that I'm close to.
Like, yo, hey.
Got you.
Yeah. If I'm close to you, I got you.
Booger.
I gotta feel comfortable with that amount of confrontation. I'm not gonna walk up to you on the streets and being like, dude, not killing it right now. Got something in your grill.
What about
Can I tell you something that
Got a black sesame seed just staring at me.
I'm going to tell you something that we are going to have to cut. Or
Okay.
beep. Is that okay?
Yeah.
This is the opposite of how to give this news. I was eating a chicken salad sandwich in college
Yeah.
in the commissary, and I guess there was a little bit of mayo on the side of my mouth. And my classmate goes, yo, you look like you just sucked 2.
Yeah. And now, did you appreciate the up front?
No.
No.
Oh, right? Like, yeah.
No.
No.
I didn't appreciate it.
You got to walk in.
Delivery is key. Yeah.
Delivery
is key.
People always be saying like,
No, I didn't appreciate anything about it.
there's so many times that
I never ate that sandwich at that place again.
Hold on. Let me ask you though. Like,
Ever.
if he didn't shout it across the room though, and he went up to you and said, "Brother,"
Corner pocket. Little
Yeah, people will be acting like they want like that amount of abrupt.
I still remember this was 20 years ago. I'm still like, Jason.
Like sometimes you got to just talk with gloves on.
Yeah, sometimes the gloves are needed.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to sugarcoat stuff.
Because he was not trying to be a homie.
No.
He was getting a laugh at my expense, and everybody I know had already thought it. Or
Yeah.
there's some version of like,
What about
Joel's got food on his mouth.
toilet paper on the shoe? Do you tell them or do you try to step on it to like?
Step on it always. Defense wins championships.
yeah, save them the embarrassment. Of
I
knowing.
think-
Plus, that's fun.
They had-
It's fun
think-
to do that.
I think-
What about sign on the back?
that's rare though. That's like finding a rare Pokemon.
I let it ride. If you have a
Toilet
sign on your
paper,
back, let it
I
ride.
think
like the
toilet-
sticky note that says "I'm stupid."
Toilet paper, I let it ride, dude. I think it's just too on the money of like, this can't be real. This is cartoonish. I
Yeah.
thought this only happened on Doug.
Yeah.
Like, I thought this only happened
It's like,
on...
what do you do if someone slips on a banana peel?
Yeah. I'm gonna let it ride. Yeah. It's the same exact thing. If I see toilet paper on a shoe versus like a banana in the middle of a hallway that's busy,
It's busy.
you know, like, I gotta see what happens.
That's a trap.
This actually happens. It's like seeing quicksand. You're like, oh my god, it's real.
Like, don't pick up that dollar. There's fishing line attached to it.
Yeah.
That's a trick.
You know, like there's definitely that feeling that yanks on that nostalgia. Like, let's watch this. Oh no, there's a bunch of marbles on the ground. I've never seen this actually happen. I gotta see this.
Someone just lets loose marbles out of a tiny bag of marbles.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna let that ride. I am not gonna step in and try to be a hero. I gotta see someone wet banded out. You know, I gotta see someone home alone themselves.
Home Alone, yeah.
Let's see if
Sorry,
they
no
really
one's gonna
eat
get
it.
like seriously injured. It'll just be funny.
Yeah, why would I warn them? I don't even know their names.
Yeah, I don't even know them.
Do you remember what
I
we
do.
did?
I've met them for 2 weeks, but I don't know their names.
You remember what we used to do in middle school?
You know what? I have empirical evidence, smoking gun evidence that I have walked this talk before. In fact, we did some physical damage entraption in middle school. All right? This is one of the reasons why I surrounded myself with all of my best friends on this program is because of moments like this.
We're all trash.
Yeah.
This is a treehouse full of raccoons in here. I'm realizing the more we talk, I'm like, we suck.
You were right.
Why does anybody like
Should have
any of
named it We Suck Sauce, dude.
That's what that guy accused me of.
Two of them.
2. Why 2?
I know.
Why 2?
But
That guy
in
sucks.
middle school, right where we sat for lunch, I mean, this is straight middle school boyhood zenith of childhood memories. There was a set of stairs, and where a handrail should have been was just a slope, like a little slope right next to the stairs. And people would never take the stairs. Kids would never take the stairs. They would, but I would say like out of 10 kids, half a child. Every 20 kids, one kid goes up the slope or goes down the slope.
Yeah.
One day, we started putting trumpet valve oil on the slope.
Bro.
And so we would be eating
Oh, buddy.
we would be eating lunch and just like every like 25 minutes, dude, we just hear a kid eat it mid sandwich bite, and we would all like, you know, like not look up, but you would just hear a child just eating it, and then I remember.
Like, yo, we greased the slope.
Do you okay? All right.
the
I
slope.
thank you for reminding me of this story. Do you remember what crossed the line and made us go, we're not doing this anymore?
Nails on the slope?
There was a girl named Tina, and we all loved this Tina girl. She was so awesome. She was so nice. She was also very pretty, and she's young, and she could not have fallen harder. And like, she was crying, and we were like, all right. Was her name Tina? We will be right back. I will say this. There is nothing like being a demonic child in middle school. Like, the savageness that I experienced.
We loved it at the time. It was absolutely entertaining, super funny. One time I fell, I started bleeding from my back. It was only 5 steps. It was not like a major staircase, but it'll get you.
Didn't your cousin staple staples in his forehead in middle school?
And his
Crazy, dude.
All I know
Wild
is
time.
middle school is dude, I have a boy. He's going to be a middle schooler. I got to go throw up. We'll be right back.
Ross, tell me everything you know about interest rates.
Not much.
You're going to need some help.
Who should I call?
That mortgage guy, Don. That mortgage guy, Don, has the answer to every mortgage question you can think of. He even has his own radio show about it. And you can hear that mortgage guy, Don, every Saturday at 9 a.m. right here on Real Radio.
He's been in Orlando for decades now. He's been helping Central Floridians. He's pro-local, and locals are pro-him.
Procal.
Procal. So if you have any mortgage questions, thatmortgagguydon.com. Hit me with the jingle.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguydon.com.
Baby. Yeah, that still feels right, on the dry version. Welcome back. Life's tough, but I hope you can find a little oasis in this little audio program. The seat is warm. Come on in, kick it with us.
Driving through the desert, we're the oasis.
Yeah.
The jacuzzi's bubbling.
The jacuzzi. Okay, you said that like Buffalo Bill. Welcome back. This is episode of
Lotion in the basket.
62 of Good Sauce as we take on and track this journey of our existence. And
We're just a couple of city slickers trying to fit in a rural setting.
It's tough love.
just right now we were just talking about all the weird social name. Are you pregnant? Are you a woman or a man? Like on the standard ones that you run, you meet so many people, you have so many social interactions. Those are
How
gonna
are we
happen.
supposed to know what your name is?
Yeah.
If you're a boy or a girl, I don't know.
For the most part, I think I can speak for all of us. We are the majority of the time doing good, but it doesn't mean I'm batting 1,000 here.
I'm never.
Doesn't mean I'm nailing it.
Nope.
But sometimes I do. So real fast, I wanted to talk to you guys about how encouraged are you? How comfortable are you talking to strangers out in the public? How often do you do it? Because when I see an opportunity, 9 times out of 10, I usually take it. Example, parked the car yesterday at a restaurant celebrating my mom's birthday, got out, same time as another guy in front of me. He was driving a Ford F-150 Raptor, like a 2024. I said, man, I'm not a truck guy, but every time I see one of those, I think, maybe I am a truck guy. Mm-hmm. He had a small laugh. He goes, yeah, I love it. And then we both walked into the restaurant. Fun little positive interaction. Do you guys run those? Those happen to you?
Yeah, I do that.
What was your last one of those? Renato, do you not?
I don't do that. I'm
You
like
start
the opposite of
thinking
you.
about you start thinking about one of the last little simple.
When I threw a unnecessary conversation key.
Yeah.
When you told somebody they had a booger on their shirt.
Yeah. But just like
I always do that. I'd be like, hey, bird got you.
but like you guys, and this is with a random stranger. John, you don't seem like a person that would go out of his way.
Absolutely not. No, I've been a server in my life. I've been a nurse, so I have to talk to strangers all the time. I can do it, but nope.
I like.
Yeah, you said 9 times out
Nope.
of 10 you're talking to the stranger. I would say 9 times out of 10 I'm not talking to
I
that
will
stranger.
actively try to avoid eye
Same.
contact with people like Ross out in public.
Literally, yeah.
Because you'll see those people. They're like looking around, like, who
Yeah.
can I talk to? And I'm like,
Not me.
Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Not me.
But Ross is my best friend. So.
Yeah. Maybe it's the yin to the yang. I don't know how this works. I don't know why we're.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about, though. You see somebody fishing. You think that I'm the fish. I'm like, I'll let him catch me. He'll throw me back. I'll go see that person in public. That's more what I was responding to.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I'm not the you.
Okay.
But there's a reason that we're all sitting here because we're friends with you.
Yeah, I am the
And
fire
you-
starter, dude.
You be fishing, my guy.
I just like-
You got three reels cast at all times.
There's so many times.
Who wants to talk?
And the reason why is I can answer the question to why is because I feel like it benefits. There's 2 things, and maybe this is me getting a little too cocky here. I think it benefits my life, and I don't think I'm bad at it. There are plenty of times where I will press the button of like, I'm going to talk to a random stranger, right? And then I pick up on the random stranger doesn't like this.
Mm-hmm.
He's not backing it. I'll go talk to this random stranger. Like I feel like I can read the random stranger's vibes and stuff. Like if I swing and miss, I feel like I'm comfortable wasting 8 seconds of someone's life of a like question or you're wearing a Cubs hat. Have you been to a game? Yeah. All right.
Bro.
What's your name, other guy? You know, like that's how I go about it. And the reason why is because I've learned so many things from random ass people.
So you think if you knock that top layer of paint off, you might get the goods?
Get the good, and there is a liberating type of conversation that you can have with a stranger that you can't have with anybody else if that stranger also does the dance of the random stranger
If they
talk.
bite, yeah.
If they are, you go ahead, you go to a bar at 11 o'clock and catch someone, in the right mood at the right time. Their 2 beers, your 2 beers. Next thing, here's a crazy example.
Next thing you know, you're dating.
I'm at a bar. I am in Thornton Park, Burton's. Right? I will even say the bar. I was at Burton's, started doing the same exact thing, started talking to a stranger. We start talking, find out she is in the Navy. She tells me a story about putting her hand on a warhead as she was in a submarine. And
You know all of that was code.
oh yeah, like I just remember being on the edge of my seat talking to this heavily tattooed lesbian Navy Captain Admiral superhero woman.
That's a drastic difference in rank.
Yeah, it's a lot of pins.
You did not get details.
It's a lot.
Anyone with access to a warhead
could not tell
clearly
you.
violating an NDA by speaking to you.
Could not tell you her name.
I don't know if you have clearance for that. Bro.
Yeah.
You can't tell me anyone's name.
But she told me the story about putting her hand on a warhead, and even right now, even if she was lying, I don't
Put
even,
it on my warhead.
Is that a thing you do?
No, it's fine. It was funny. But it was just this really like.
You want to do it again? No. The last time I
I-
did that was in an elevator.
Okay, so you are capable of doing it every now and then.
An older lady said, 3? Like the floor? And I said, of course, that's where all the cool people go. And she went,
I mean,
and then I looked at my son who was in the elevator and he was actively eye rolling. He was like, why do you talk to everybody?
I
Yes.
had a situation the other day at Target. I was going to pick up some football cards, just doing my thing, right?
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because everyone thinks it's lame. Okay, so
I
have to
don't.
say-
you said it like it was
Except for
lingerie.
Joel.
You said it was like Victoria's Secret. So I had to pick up some women's pants.
I think it's cool.
Tampon.
I had to pick up some tampons.
Renato and I have a side text where he shows me the cards that he pulls.
I do. Yeah. I send them all the rookies, the rated.
You
the rated
do
rookies.
not have a site. Why not in our group?
Because when I told you, I didn't. I haven't told John this, but I told you the other day, and you basically said I haven't done that since I was a kid.
Which is
And I go, okay, well, you don't care. And
And then on the other text, he's like, I pulled a Drake May. And I was like, nice. Dude.
yeah, put a Drake.
I was like, you going to get it graded? And he's like, I already did.
no, but
the truth will set you free. You've been holding on to this hammer for a while.
Well, if he said it to you, you might shame him.
yeah. So I know.
And
I know how to read people.
I know when to encourage, Ross.
Okay.
And as a father, you need to learn how to read when someone needs a glow up.
Yeah.
When someone needs
Wait, what?
Nice, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Wait, Renato needs a glow up?
Yeah, dude. You need to celebrate his
Yeah.
successful card pulls. And if you don't get to know about him.
I think we have two different definitions of glow up right now. I love Renato, and I'm also down with cards. I will celebrate those things. But real
I
fast,
got a Jaden Daniels rookie, bro. That's
Yeah.
a good one. But anyways,
that's what I want to
yes.
know. What happened when you were
So I went
buying
to go
this-
pick up some cards, right? And there was a long line for the card section. And I go, oh wow, this is
Something's
game
dropped.
time. Something dropped.
Something's dropped.
New
Right
restock.
place. Good things happen to good people.
Right. So I kind of get excited because, I want to see, hopefully, the 2025 cards. I don't know when they're coming out. Maybe it's that. So I asked the person, a couple in line, I go,
A sales associate. Oh, no. Oh, just another
no, it was just a
fan.
couple that
Okay.
were in line, right? They look cool. So I was like, hey, what's this for? What is the line for? And bro, they did not want to tell me. They were like, they like looked down. They're like, yeah, it's a restock. I was like, for
Hey,
like
Napoleon.
football cards. They're like, indigo, platinum, and I don't know what they said, but they said some stuff that I didn't.
Well, they
know.
definitely told you a
Pokemon, dude.
a decoy.
It's a Pokemon. I think it was a Pokemon release.
Restart Pokemon.
But they,
Indigo, red, blue, yellow, whatever.
right.
And if you see a couple, you know that one of them is there because the other one was like, "There's a 2 limit, so I need you to go with me."
Right, exactly.
That we can get 4 and then immediately give them to me.
Joel reading right through that gameplay.
Oh, I see that all day.
But yeah, no, I caught the vibe that they did not want to talk to me. They didn't want me coming up and asking them questions, bro.
Just leave me alone. I'm here.
Yeah,
I don't
get it,
speak
get it.
English. That's what I say.
No hablo
With no accent, I'm like, I don't speak English. I've done that about 3 times in life. No lie.
Hey, I'm
And
gonna.
it all usually gets a okay.
Okay, this was one I remember.
Sorry, dude.
This is also one of the hardest I've ever bombed on a social interaction. Is we were playing golf. I pulled up, and I think it was me and you, John, and it was a twosome in front of a twosome. So I was like, "Yo, is it all right if do you guys want to join? Because we're waiting, like."
Want to be a foursome?
And then, and he was like about to say, yeah, he was about to answer, and then I hit the vape. I hit a nicotine vape, and he goes, yeah, but I'm allergic. No, we can't. And I laughed.
I was not there. This is so funny.
I laughed. I laughed like hard because I was like, dude, this guy is pretty funny. Like this is gonna go great.
Yeah,
me and
right.
me and
What a
this guy, are gonna get along.
This guy's allergic to fun.
Vapor? What are you allergic to?
No, he held true. He was like, no, I'm serious. After I laughed, dude, this guy dead ass looked at me and said, no, I'm serious.
This guy sucked at golf. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And you know that later he got home and his wife was like, "How was it?" And he's like, "I met the devil today." And I stayed strong. I stayed true.
He had really red eyes for some reason.
I resisted temptation.
Temptation came a knocking, and I did not let the devil in.
I met Brax and I said no thanks.
There was
Said no thank you.
Oh
Satan.
man.
Not today.
So John
Not gonna get me today.
gong
Vape Satan.
Gong it. In conclusion, it shall be told that John does not pursue the social interactions. Renato,
I'm like, like 50-50 on it. I don't mind it. Definitely more than
There's a
Shanice,
balance.
bro. Shanice will never talk to anyone. I will talk to people.
yeah, all right, and then
70% of the time, I'll talk 100% of the time.
my Renato just honked. I am.
I don't know what's over my left. And
I am 100% more time. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. I am usually. I will interact with people driving. Someone lets me through. I've opened up the sunroof and dropped a heart. Like
I've seen you
so
do this.
dumb.
I've seen you do this.
why? Is it dumb? Yes. Do I need to do that? No.
Just 2 hands on the wheel it, bro.
Pretty blur of you, though.
But sometimes
That's
like,
how you know you'll die.
yeah, that would be a fun way of dying. That is putting a heart through the sunroof.
This guy goes up to open the sunroof, throws the other hand up to heart, and then crashes into a train.
I've done that multiple times, or open up the window, drop a thumbs up, like thank you, or I hit up, like a prayer, like thanks. That's me. I'm not saying you should do this. I guess I will ask those that like, should I stop? Because in my brain,
Thumbs up is way better than hearts out the sunroof, dude.
Well,
But
you have no choice now at this point, because every time I go out with you, somebody comes up and talks to you. I feel like that is every
you know what's
time
sad
we go
though?
out in public.
You know what's really weird? And I've never even thought this before. Like I told you, man, we started off this episode going like, brother, man, I need this. I think I prefer no strings attached random strangers. 100, and not even think, I know I prefer people random.
Dude, I was
That's my favorite type of human being outside of my friends is an audience. Is it makes me feel comfortable because I don't know them. if it was like my principal, all of my friends, my wife, her family, all of my exes, like that's like there's weight to all of those opinions that like, dude, I genuinely care about how my mother-in-law thinks of me. And if I go up there and I do bad, like this is like she has to look at that and go like, damn, dude, you married a hack.
Yeah.
You know, like you know, like I went best case
And
best
had a baby with him.
That baby's not doing stand up.
yeah, because it's just not in the. You see what I'm saying though? Like,
Yeah.
I feel way more comfortable
How about this though?
with a random person. I prefer it. I love it. It's so much fun.
I was in the middle of a small talk conversation the other day,
Okay,
and Landon comes up to me and
your son.
says, "Hey, I need to talk to you real quick." And I was like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me." And I walk over, and he goes, "Looked like you needed help."
He
Little
goes,
wingman.
00 son, right?
And I went, "Oh, I was good." And he goes, "Oh, okay, I couldn't tell." He was rescuing me from a conversation.
Dude, your son basically bought you an angel shot.
Yeah. He did.
Your son basically just like, oh no, dad's in danger.
He did.
That's wild.
He thought the vibe was off.
Kids are smart.
And it's weird.
What he didn't know is that I'm fine with an empty
are smart.
conversation. Like I was just sitting there.
don't-
He might have rescued them from me, and that's what I had to think about in the car on the way home. I was like, wait, who rescued who?
And here's a weird thing that I also feel about like, you know, civilian or random stranger interactions is that I feel confident in saying that I got good at them. I'm not bad at them at the very least. That's like the whole part of entertainment or being on a stage. Like it's just part of the name of the game, so to speak.
Yeah.
I spent all of my 20s getting good at vapid, hollow conversations. And there is a place for that, I think, in existence.
Absolutely.
They're fun. Not everything has to basically have the weight of cancer behind it when you talk about, you know,
It ruins it if you do that.
yeah. If you're only bringing that to every social circle, you gotta understand that when people go like, dude, I do not want to hang out with Freddie tonight. Well, there's a reason why. Yeah, because like there's a balance
He
to
keeps
it.
telling everybody about his surgery.
Yeah. Over.
Anybody who jumps right to real things, I'm like, bro, why?
And it's just like a human communication psychology thing
Sports,
to me.
weather, traffic.
But
these are the things we talk about.
But in hindsight, I was way out of balance in my 20s where I never had any conversation with any amount of substance. You guys were there, you know.
Yeah, we had a lot of substance-less conversations.
We
for
had a
sure.
lot of substance-fueled conversations in the sense of what we were putting in our bodies was illegal.
Oh right, yeah.
There's, but when it comes to that's a different topic.
Yeah, that's what the difference between the 20s and the 30s is the substance goes from your blood to the conversation.
Yeah.
What about drive-throughs? Do you care to share your experiences on drive-throughs?
First and foremost, I would like to apologize to every drive-through I think I've ever gone through. It's been a horror show. And I don't know, and this is my theory.
Because you can't see the person? or
100%,
something?
dude. I freak out. I feel I'm talking to numbers and sandwiches, and I panic.
Well, especially because now it's even worse because now you have to get through the fake voiceover that's not the real person. Like, hi, will you be using the app today?
Oh my, that's not.
And then you're like, actually, and then you go, what do you want?
Bro, I heard Peter.
It's the guy who's actually there. Just tell me what you want.
I heard Peter Griffin the other day. I pulled up and he was like, "Hiya, welcome to." Oh, that's a terrible Peter. But
Yeah, keep going. Commit. Say it with your chest.
"Hiya, welcome to Duncan."
That's your
We'll be
Peter.
right back. I don't know. Quahog. I don't freaking know. What's a Quahog accent?
It's very funny. No matter what you do right now, you should know that you are destroying everybody.
No, but
listening
I
to
am infamous for being awkward at the drive-through, bro. I'm terrible.
Are you
Why?
good? Dude,
Yeah, I'm great at it because it's so easy.
I am so good at it.
You just go and you tell them exactly what you want.
I panic, dude.
How is that hard?
I just don't know.
Why do you not know? All of those places have never changing menus.
It's so awkward with him at a drive-through, though, dude. For whatever reason, he just reverts back to like, I speak like a first grader.
Me and you, brother. Same.
I tell you what,
it might be the most embarrassing attribute, weakness, stat that I have.
I brought it up.
I have no time.
I've never really looked at it with adult eyes, with wise eyes. It is bad.
I won't even wait for a delayed response from the back seat. I will tell them what you will be eating if you don't know what it is. I go, what do you want to drink? All right, Sprite. Everybody's drinking Sprite.
I have like a very long history. Yeah, dude.
They'll be like, wait, Frozen. I'm like, too late. Nope.
I think it started when in high school you went backwards through a drive-through.
I went back through.
and that McDonald's person was not happy about
So
it.
hold on. The first time I did it,
Oh, there's
First time.
the first time they did it, I did it.
You went to the first window. You went to the last window first, or you backed in?
I backed in.
reverse.
There's nothing wrong with
Backwards,
that.
man.
That's impressive.
I backed in through the drive-through.
That's hilarious.
And they thought it was hilarious the first time. They were like, "Oh man, I've never seen
you
anything
do it
like
well?
this before." Yeah, I nailed it.
Yeah,
Everything
then-
was safe. Everything was great.
What's the problem?
They gave me. I think they even hooked it up. I think they gave me like free nugs.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Second time I did it,
Gets
some nugs,
some
McNuggets.
some chicken.
Yeah, some chicken McNuggets.
That's pretty good too.
Yeah.
They also gave us nugs once.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also.
You back in. I mean, you got to get something.
I have. Side note. John's not lying. You are correct. I did buy weed at the specific drive-through. We won't say the business, but it's a massive
I
corporation.
mean, you already kind of did.
Yeah. Right. So.
You told me a minute ago. So you're going backwards.
I'm going backwards, getting food. They loved it. Second time, pulled up. I was like, dude, I was even telling all my friends, like,
Watch this.
dude, they love this. I showed up, and that's when John was with me, and the guy was like, don't ever do this again. Please correct your car and go through the drive-thru if you would like to have food.
Yeah.
Manager on duty.
Manager on.
There was nobody on duty.
Dude, I knew it was bad when the guy with a tie showed up, and I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know people
If
with ties worked at this
Yeah,
place.
If the
You got
McTie shows
blue-shirted.
up, if the McTie's on duty, you're in trouble.
the McTie.
All right, I just want to go back. I understand what I did wrong there.
That can't be worse than people that walk through the drive. I mean, people walk through the drive-through. What do you feel about that? Do you think that's weird, or you think that
It's
you think
not a
that's
good
okay?
look, dude.
Sir, you're not allowed to go backward.
Yeah.
We are not loving it. Could you please?
And we are not.
We are not loving.
Well, we're not loving it, and we're also not naming the place where.
No.
this happened.
I'm sorry. You've got a grimace on your face, but
Yeah.
We're not loving it.
I'm such an idiot. It was
they're like the hambackers back here.
It was a small mom and pop place that was Irish. You know, it was,
Small
town.
one of one.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Macadonaldos.
but I can't be the only person that gets like drive-through panic. I'm so happy.
I'm here with you.
What do you think
on
it
this
is?
Podcast.
What do you think it is?
2 of 4 people have drive-through panic on this podcast.
It's
50%.
What happens to you? Do you like so when I go up, I'm like, all right, I know what I want.
You obviously
I
know
already
what
know.
you want.
I'm going to a place usually I've been before, so I'm like, okay, I'm getting the same thing. All right.
Yeah, it's not like a ma and pa. I wonder what they have. There's numbers.
Yeah. What happens?
All you got to do is go 3.
I think so. When I was,
3 Diet Coke. Let's go.
I don't know.
Obviously, I have my payment ready.
Yeah, all right, real fast though. When we do this, okay, clap twice on 3. 1, 2, 3. Sad music just played. We're now playing sad music.
Oh man.
Renato,
to
please.
like why as
yeah.
why
now,
I'm-
now explain.
why I'm awkward
Imagine
at
the
the
sad
drive-thru.
music happening in your head, and then just imagine this.
Well, it's not a sad
explain
story.
our ways.
I was gonna say as a young adult, I was in sales, like door-to-door sales, right? One of the tactics that they teach you in sales is to not, you can add pauses into your speech, right? You can go, yeah, let me do that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You can be patient with your speech, right? And it helps digest it, right? So I think I do that at the drive-thru, and Shanice makes fun of me so bad. She's recorded me, send it to all her friends because it's awkward.
Well, yeah, because you're not selling them anything.
I know.
They're selling you
So I go up.
fast food.
I go up and I go, hey, can I get a 2 McChickens?
Why would you say the number?
And Coke.
Okay,
And,
no more. People are turning off this program right now. If we go any further,
Repulsive.
Yeah, that.
You're using reverse sales tax. You're slowing their sale.
Maybe that's why I wasn't good at sales, though.
I like the. Yeah, also that. I don't know that there's a lot of return on that energy investment. I like that you said the number and then decided what it was. Let me get 2. Like, why do you want? You don't even know what it is.
No, I want 2 of them.
Wow.
I also had this moment in my life when I was in a drive-thru and I showed up and I was getting coffee and I ripped a slide whistle. And this guy on the drive-thru goes, "Sir, please never do that again." Like, I don't have a good history, and I need to apologize for all of my drive-thru antics.
Slide whistle is wild.
Yeah, it's not my proudest moment. I'm still embarrassed by it. That's another human being.
It's like sometimes you try to have like a conversation with them too. I've seen you like try to like really talk to them, and I'm like, what are we doing here? Like, let's order the food. Like,
Yeah.
that's just
They're talking to other people while they're handing you
And-
things.
and
You
just-
cannot engage.
And to specifically answer why I think I panic is because I'm like, man, I like this. I just want this. I just want this. This is the only time this is the only time I can change my mind. Make sure this.
Trisha does that. She'll make plans and then say something that we've never even discussed
Yeah. So
when the time comes.
that's what jumps into my mind when I see that drive-thru menu. I'm like, you better make sure because this is the only time for the rest of the day that you can change your mind. So a lot of times I'm like, I'm just getting a quesadilla. Pull up. Hello, welcome to Taco Bell. What would you like to eat? I'll go quesadilla, burrito. Let me get 2 Dorito.
quesadilla mixed with the burrito at the same time.
8 cinnamon twist, Baja Blast.
A large unsweet tea. What I get, what I order. And like, I just black out and then I'm like freaking. That's my experience with drive-thrus.
Wow. Well, I hope everyone feels great about themselves. We are spiraling over here. We don't know your name.
Man.
We don't know what we want. We're not sure if you're a boy or a girl, but we would like to thank our wives and mothers, whatever their names are. God bless you all. Please pray for us.
Oh, the humanity! It's been a lot of fun. I would like to thank all of our sponsors. Episode 62, that's good sauce. That was actually a lot of fun.
The bar is low.
Peace! Every episode of Good Sauce is brought to you by personal injury attorney Mo DeWitt.
Injured on the go?
Just call Mo.
We know Mo always throws the best events, and he's got one right around the corner.
Saturday, July 12th, it's all happening. That's right, he's having another family skate-a-thon. These events are always a blast.
It's at the Cimarron Skateway, Saturday, July 12th from 5 to 7 p.m. And it's our favorite price point. Free great music and surprises and free Mo merch. He'll be there to support you when you need him. So if you're injured on the go,
Just call Mo.